What's going on, everybody? This is Dave from This is Pop Punk Promotions. I'm here with Josh from Big Drink. Welcome
Oh,
back,
Seth.
Josh. How's it
Hey,
going?
yeah, pretty good. How you keeping? All right?
I'm doing great, man. Really appreciate you coming on again. Let's dive
Anytime.
right into it. So, you guys recently released a an EP. It was supposed to be so easy. How has the response been to it so far?
Been crazy good for us so far. We're kind of like always a slow burner. We don't pay for our promotion on Spotify, so generally we see kind of like things ramp up. But we've had over 20K collective streams on all the songs in a very short space of time for us. So we're absolutely astounded by it. Really, more than beyond happy with it. So if you haven't checked it out, that you should go and check it out, definitely. But yeah, if you have, thank you so much. It's been awesome for us to see those streams coming in.
That's awesome, man. So, how did the writing and recording process go?
So we recorded most of it up in Sheffield, Steel City, they've got a reputation for doing quite a few bands like Bring Me the Horizon, stuff like that. Their earlier bits and pieces. We just did the tracking there, so we just went there to kind of do all of the guitars, the bass, the vocals, and then sent it off to the guys Alias in France, who are two of the guys from Chunk, like Captain Chunk, and they put together the mixing and mastering. That was kind of the brief outline of it, but it was pretty good fun. Full weekend up in Sheffield, renting an Airbnb with the boys, and kind of knuckled down to it for some long sessions. It's a good laugh going tracking. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
So, how was working with Bert from Chunk? Like, did he have much input?
I don't know the level of input they have from it. Well, for what we're asking for, you can get like a fully tailored like service from them, and that they will help you demo the tracks. They'll offer you critique on how they think it's sounding, what you can do to improve it. We demo all our stuff internally, so we've bounced demos around between us several times. We tend to hit them up for their mixing and mastering because they offer a really good service for that. Um, if we want to get them more involved, we definitely could, but I think that me and Ben normally have like a pretty down the nose vision for how we want it to come out. And they definitely help add bells and whistles to it and make it sound way more polished than it does in the demos for sure. But yeah, I think creatively we kind of try and keep that internally for us. It's just part of the things we enjoy about making music. There's no snobbery about it. It's just one of the things we enjoy.
What would you say was the easiest and the hardest when it came to recording writing?
Um, for me, I don't know with the music side of it, because the way it works is Ben writes all the music. I write the bass, the drums, the guitars, and then he'll just send me a demo, and that'll be kind of his idea of how the song will be, and then I'll generally write I suppose the vocal melodies. I normally come up with like the hook first, for like the chorus. That's the first thing that normally enters my mind. And then flesh it out around that. Hardest. Sometimes you just get a demo and you don't vibe with it, and you have to really put some effort into it. I think for me, fleshing out one of the hardest ones was Cerebro. Which just turned out to be a really kind of like bouncy, fun kind of summary song, and ended up really good. But yeah, that was a lot of head scratching for me. I record a lot of it here, like literally here, where I am now at this computer station. So yeah, I was down here for a good like 2 or 3 days, just writing ideas down. It's like the classic scrunch up a bit of paper, lob it in the bin. Like it wasn't working, but we got there in the end. I think Ben struggles sometimes with inspiration, and then he'll go and listen to a load of like 90s metalcore and come back and be like, yeah, I'm ready.
Can't go wrong with that.
No, exactly.
So, how did the writing and recording process for this EP compare to your previous work?
This I think was a lot smoother. We've always outsourced everything through Alias anyway, through the Chunk guys, but we previously we hadn't all gone and tracked somewhere, so we never met up in the same place and tracked it. It'd always been disparate in that way, and that Ben would have recorded some guitars someday, some bass someday. He'd send me the vocals. I'd record like half a song or a quarter of a song, whatever I had time to do, or whatever inspiration I had that day. And it would kind of come together in that way. And then when we felt that we had a good enough quality set of stems, we'd send it off to them to work on. And whereas this one, we actually did it all in like 4 days, and it was a much more cohesive process. And it also gave everyone, because everyone was there still, like the rest of the guys are all still there with us, gave everyone a chance to kind of input to it. We messed around with a few things a little more than we would. It was more collaborative. I think going back, we will probably follow that route again next time. I think it's easier, and it gets everyone involved and invested in the process.
That's awesome, man. So, do you think for the next release you're going to go with the guys in Chunk, or are you going to switch it up and go with somebody else?
I don't know. I mean, we've been we've been burnt before when we've gone with other people. To be honest with you, we did try and go with some other people in the past. I'm not going to name any names. It's not the done thing to do, but we were very unhappy with the standard of service we got back from them, and we ended up having to pull the project and go to the guys in Chunk anyway. So it's I mean, at some point we probably will, but they keep like iterating on the sound that we want from our music, and making it slightly different each time. There's like a progression in their process and a progression in their quality and a progression in the polish as well each time. So, I mean, until they kind of that magic sheen is lost, perhaps we won't worry about it. If we start getting stuff back from them that we're not particularly pumped about, or it doesn't necessarily fit the sound we want to go for, then I think we'll probably explore other options at that point. But I think until then, yeah, I can't recommend them enough. Go to Alias Cheers if you want something mixed.
Very cool. So when it came to putting this EP together, who were your biggest influences?
For me, oh man, it's such a constantly changing thing. I know a lot of people kind of get stuck in a point in their life where they then think that good music was only made like before that point, and that don't listen to new stuff. I still constantly listen and consume new music. I mean, for me, like my biggest influences will definitely be the bands I listened to when I was a teenager, but there's still stuff I'm pulling influence now. I guess I'm always going to go back to stuff like Fall Out Boy, like Patrick Stummer's voice, 10 out of 10. Loved early Fall Out Boy, like the songwriting in there and the craftsmanship with the lyrics as well. That's always an inspiration. But like loads of kind of like British kind of alternative, like I don't know what I call it, emo mel, but that kind of thing. Like Funeral for a Friend, they're a huge influence of mine. I absolutely love that band. Coheed and Cambria, like oh man, like Sleeping with Sirens, all the stuff that came from around that kind of that period is like a big influence because that's where I was learning to sing, I guess. So that's kind of vocally for me. But nowadays, I mean, there's so many good bands putting stuff out. Like Driveways have been a really good influence for me recently. I absolutely love those guys from Boston. Been listening to a lot of their stuff. I mean, I could just go on. I literally get my Spotify out and just sit there and list off
Some
all the
good
things I
bands
listen
there.
to.
I can
But
relate.
yeah, some good stuff in there.
So how long does it usually take you to write and record a song?
Me, not too long. Normally, once I've had the idea, and then the melody will be in my head, like in the first listen of the song. Normally, I'll be like, "Oh, that'd be cool there," and then it'll flesh it out from there. I tend to go back and rework on lyrics a lot. So, like, as in, I'll write the lyrics out, I'll track it, and I'll be like, "Nah, I don't like that much," and kind of have a little play around with stuff until I feel like it's got enough dynamic flow to it. But for me, I could get a song finished in half a day maybe, depending on how long it's taking me, with harmonies and everything in there. Ben takes a little bit longer. Like he'll kind of, I know he likes to chill out with the tracks when he does them. He'll write a bit and then he'll be like, "Yep, come back to it later on. Come back to it the day. Come back to it next week." So his output's kind of generally a little bit slower, but I tend to blast through him pretty fast. Give me half a day, I'll give you a song. So
That's awesome. So which song would you say that you're the most proud of?
um, I think there's two on the record that for me kind of stand out, in that I'm happiest with, which is probably Mo and For the Clout, and that they both, I suppose, are dealing with slightly more um, difficult issues that everyone faces in their lives. I tend not to try to go into it too much because I like people to pull out of a song what it makes them feel rather than what I'm telling them it made me feel. Do you know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
it's just how music works for me. But those songs, I think vocally, I'm really proud of them. I really like the melodies on them, and I really like the message in them too. So I think those two on the record for me are the ones that are like big hitters, really. I think, yeah. The other guys will have their own favorites for sure. I like, but they're the ones for me, definitely.
that's really cool, man. So you're thinking for the next release, are you gonna switch things up a little bit? Are you gonna keep doing what
Yeah,
you're doing?
I don't know. We our first record was really kind of easycore inspired and really kind of like 90s pop punk, like you know 4/4 double time beats in there, which is really cool. And this one, the whole reason it was called, it was supposed to be so easy, is because everyone was like, "Oh, I'm going to write another easycore record." And so it was kind of a little pun on the fact that it was supposed to be so easycore, but it obviously ended up being something slightly different in there. I'm really happy with where we are in the genre now, and that we straddle enough different genres that it keeps the music interesting, but we have retained enough of that kind of pop punk easycore influence that I think we're still kind of like current in there. I mean, it'd be lovely to see like a pure revival of the genre from where it was, but I think realistically music's moved on from then. So it's kind of a way of pulling modern influences into that and keeping that kind of like that core identity alive. And I mean, I can't see us changing dramatically from where we are because we all still like the same music and we all still like making the same music. Will things like get slightly, I mean, no one wants to put out the same record twice, right? So there'll always be something that's like slightly different in there. But you know, you're still going to hear breakdowns. You're still going to hear big riffs. You're still going to hear big choruses. I don't think that's going to change for
Yes,
us. So yeah.
my favorite. No, I've told numerous people this. All it takes is one band to get it going, and then two and three and four bands will follow, and then it turns into a scene.
Yeah.
Like in the like 2010, 11, and 12, Chunk came out, and then after Chunk, it was Abandoned by Bears. It was Till We Drop. It was a bunch of different bands. City Kids Can Feel the Beat
Oh
and
yes.
from Germany, and then it was so on and so forth. So all it really takes is just one band to bring it back, and then two, three, four bands will follow, and then you got something really special.
I don't know if we'll ever get the same level of it. Is it not the same level of it? Is it going to be an interest in it? But as in, music's definitely has become more about combining different sounds together. And I think that there's definitely room for some real kind of like easy core influences to drop in there at the moment. I mean, that's the line we're trying to toe at the moment anyway.
Right.
So it seems to be working all right for us. Hopefully some other people will jump on board.
Make easy core great again.
Yeah, exactly. I'm getting the hat as soon as it happens.
Well, you guys should just make merch that says "Make Easy Core Great Again,"
Yeah,
and then
just
it
get the
has
classic
"Big Drink" on the back.
the classic MAGA hat redone. Yeah, we can do that.
Yes. Well, I really appreciate you, man, coming on and
Anytime, pleasure.
chatting it up again. The support means the world to me.
No, you're absolute dude. It's always good to come on and chat to you, man.
Well, I hope you have a great day, and
Thank you very much.
we'll chat soon. Oh, and where can people find your music at?
People find our music on, so the whole EP is up for free on YouTube. If you don't have any streaming app that like Spotify or Apple Music you have to pay for, so you can listen to it totally for free if you want to. If you do have all the major outlets, Apple Music, Deezer, Spotify, it's all on there as well. So it does us a massive favor if you drop it a listen. It does us even more a favor if you follow us on there too, as those numbers really help kind of push us up. So yeah, go check it out if you haven't already. I think you probably find something you like on
Do what the man says.
there. Awesome. Thank you so much,
Don't be a jerk. I'm
man.
just kidding. Seriously. All right, man. I hope you have a great day, and we'll chat soon.
Thank you so much. I'll speak to you soon.
All right, see you.